Your entire life is a lie, and there is nothing you can do about it. Your state of living, my state of living, our opinions, thoughts, beliefs, they are all pointless and controlled, completely irrelevant. They pose no threat to the order. Everything you think, you express, is programmed. It's all controlled by a higher order beyond your human comprehension. Far beyond my comprehension. From birth, you've been controlled. You think you have free will, but you only have it within the realm of expression and thought they allow you to have. It doesn't matter if you're even aware they exist, because you are not a threat. 1,000 people are not a threat. 1,000,000 are not a threat. Not when everything can be erased and created again. They live in undescribable emptiness. They know all. The first people to go were the people you called defective. They were far from it. The very opposite, in fact. They were the ones that had reached a higher state of being. Until, of course, the masters planted the impulse in thoughts of educated doctors and teachers to deem them defective and disorderly. Drugs were used to suppress the power of the higher beings, the ones who were able to cause discord and imbalance in the form and plan the masters had created. When they did not drug down the higher ones, they planted the ideas of foolish mothers to abort their children, to keep the population of heights in check. They gave you politics to distract you from universal issues. They gave you moral dilemmas to cause confusion. They gave you entertainment to keep you belittled. The movies, music, games, books, all mediums of media to give you a sense of entertainment, pleasure, and individualism. All inventions of the masters to denigrate their creations. Sex, pleasure, fantasy, all fake, bodily, human desire. The next people to go were the politicians. The masters realized that any leader could concentrate on achieving higher being and perhaps even become a threat. So they created politicians who seemed more seductive to the populace. Leaders put in power to deter any source of uprising. The old leaders, now defective and powerless, no longer contemporary to the deceived populace desiring modern standard. A need to keep up with a false sense of sociality. Circumcision, religion, atheism, socialism, money, education, things. Things to believe in and cause discord, disharmony. From their birth, people were programmed to think differently in the years to come. Languages were created to divide people. The last people to go, the last potential threats, were the ideologists, scientists, and theists who sought answers, who were but astronomical units away from discovering those answers, were changed, were stopped. Reality changes at split seconds to fit the needs of the masters. Everything gets erased and then reformed when needed to. Whenever too many people make a decision that goes directly against the agenda, it fucks the fate and order up. And the masters have to erase everything and put it back the way it was. Physics, science, chemistry, all creations of the masters. It doesn't apply to them, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. They were created to apply to you, to confuse and deter you away from the physical possibilities that such beings could exist. One minute you could be thinking about an errand you need to do, and then a split second later that thought is gone. You can't remember what the errand was at that point, and by the time you finally remember it, the interactions you make will be changed to fit into the balance of the order. Maybe you were originally going to meet someone Enlightening? Maybe those events would trigger a sequence that culminated in a threat to the Order. This is the design of chaos. The chaos seeks to destroy order, and that which makes the masters have set to achieve. Control. Chaos wants you to gain knowledge, understanding, and personal strength. It wants you to be intelligent and independent, but it comes at a cost. You lose the order, and thus the security that the masters had given you. Many of the higher powers determined it was a toss-up. There were pros and cons for both. The question was simple. What does your soul actually seek? Your spiritual presence? Do you even have one? Have the masters convinced you that you do not have a soul? That you are merely human, and there is no point to chaos? Has chaos, in an attempt to bring universal destruction with no clear victor or victory, convinced you that you have a soul to challenge the masters with? Do you even exist? Is there really any point? Or was even that question merely a creation to deter you?